Hello, welcome back. Today I will talk everything about pagination in .NET MAUI. I will show two different approach. One is modern way, another is classical way. In the modern way allows infinite scrolling and user even can't know about which page is currently presenting. In the classical way, user have to navigate pages by using UI components. We will place some components and user has to navigate manually between pages. So before we go, we need a data source. So I will use dummyjson.com, which represents some dummy JSON over HTTP API. So we will use this API to get some dummy data. It gets limit and skip parameters, so we can simulate a pagination. You can see the ID is starts from 30. If I skip 40 of them, you can see ID is start from 41. Also content is changing. This is a good dummy API for our sample. So I will create a new MAUI application and make everything in here. Now I have a clean application, so I will add a new reference, which is community toolkit MVVM, which is pretty standard, and I will use that because defining all the observable properties and commands is kinda hard and takes time. So I just added this package and I will continue. I just saved and I just build and continue. I will use this main page as my list. I will remove everything from here. Also in C++, I'll go and create a new class, which is main view model. Okay, this will be my main view model. It will be public, partial, and it will be observable object. Now I need a list of data, observable collection, because I will bind data to the UI. So I need properties and everything else. I have this JSON and I need to convert it to C# class. I just select and copied it and came here and paste as JSON. Maybe I can show you in the menu, edit and paste as spatial. You can see this is JSON as classes. When you do that, you can see it automatically converted to classes. I will rename it as API response, which is much better to understand, and that's it. I will use that as response, but I don't use it because this is a single object which includes product. So I will use product type in my observable collection. So the name will be products. It won't have any setter. I will use the same instance always. So I need an HTTP client to get data from that API. So I have already created a boilerplate code, so I'll show you. You can see this endpoint gets data from that endpoint and passes parameters to this URL and returns only products to us. We will need rest of the parameters to define pages in the next steps, but right now we don't need. We need only products. This is modern way. We want to show the page to the user. Okay, I need a method. Let's define a task load async, and this it will be async, and I will get products. Let's say we have 20 and we won't skip anything. Okay, I got all the products from the API and I will clear and add new products to the list. Of course, we need to call load async somehow, but for demonstration purposes I will call in constructor, but I know this is not a good approach. I will show some alternatives in the next steps. I just want to display the data on the UI, and then I will apply pagination. I'll need to define XML namespace local. Now I can define my local namespace here, and I can use compiled bindings. I will define my main model here, and also I will define content page and binding context as my main view model. Now everything is okay. My view model is here. So I will need a collection view, and I will pass item source as my products. I have already prepared a data template for my data. Let me paste it here. You can see I have a grid, and each product has a thumbnail, title, category, brand, description, price. Also, I defined a string format for my price. I show it in dollars, and some colors, etc. Let's run it for the first time, and we will see the data in the UI. Okay. Okay, application is running. Okay, we can see the data in the UI. So I just want to add new pagination logic. In the modern way, user starts scrolling, and when user hits the end of the list, the next items should appear at the bottom. Luckily, MAUI provides us some parameters to do that. I'll stop my application, and we will use remaining item threshold and remaining items threshold reach command. So for example, if I set it as 1, my threshold will be 1. If the last remaining item is became visible in the screen, this command will be executed. You can increase or decrease this threshold according to your requirements, but 1 or maybe 2 is enough to work with it. But we need some command to pass it and load new pages. So first we need to customize our main view model. So let's get going. Firstly, I need a page size. I want to define it as 10. Let's define a constant in page size, but not page size. In that case, I'll use it as limit, and my limit is 10. It is constant because I don't want to change it dynamically at runtime. It is a constant field. So this is my limit. So I need to define another parameter, which is skip. This is dynamically changing variable field. I will change this skip dynamically. So I will define two different methods, one for refresh and one for loading more. Yeah, this is for loading more. This is good. And I will define one for refresh. For refreshing, I will reset my skip count, and okay, I don't use this load anymore. Okay. And here I will get products again, with limit and skip. Skip is 0 here, so I will get the first page. So that means I need to clear my products because I will refresh the entire list. I will go back to first page. Then I can fill all the list with the new product items. For loading more, you can see I just increase skip count as limit. So each time I call load more, it increases skip parameter as limit. So this makes pretty smooth pagination. But I need to expose those methods as commands to my V module. I will use relay command here, relay command attribute. I will remove async postfix because it will generate with that name. So this will be refresh command instead of refresh async command. This is optional, but I will use that pattern. So, but for the first time, I need to show everything from scratch. Let's call refresh in the constructor again. Let's come back here. I will add here load more command. When the last two remaining items is visible on the screen, this command will be executed. But what about refreshing? I will implement pull to refresh operation, which needs refresh view, okay, sorry, I cover my collection view with refresh view. So I need a property that indicates is the list is currently refreshing or not. So let's navigate to my V model, sorry, and define a new property which is refreshing, and it will be observable property. Now I will use that property to indicate is data is currently refreshing, which will be true at the beginning, and I will make it false after refreshing finished. I can make it here because all the long operation is done here, sending HTTP request and get data. That's okay, but you can make it here. That's okay. Both is okay. It doesn't really make sense, but the main long operation is this, so I just put it here. Go back here and let's define is refreshing and define a command. Command is binding refresh command. After doing that, this will allow user to pull to refresh. We can run application again. You can see when I try to pull down, you can see the refresh operation is working and all the data comes from HTTP API again. And what happens if I scroll to the bottom? You can see it never stops because it gets the next page each time I hit the bottom. I will make it really quick. You can see some little lag, but I want to add a delay to simulate slow APIs. A second is good. Yeah, exactly. I want to simulate the network delay. Thank you, Copilot. Okay, you can see it seems like list is finished, and when users see that, they can think about the list is finished, list is over, and I can go some other pages. But the list isn't finished yet. We just wait network connection, network delay. We can add some loading indicator at the bottom while we are getting new page. So let's do that. Let's do that by using footer of collection view. So here I will just collapse item template and I will define a collection view dot footer. Some alignment issues. Okay. I have to stop my application. Okay. I will define a footer. I will add activity indicator here. So I need a state to control my activity indicator. So I'll go back my view model and add another Boolean field for is loading more. And this is also observable property. And I will use this exactly same logic. Is loading more. True. Is loading more. False here. Now we will see an activity indicator while new data is loading. Is loading more. Sorry, not visible. Is running. You can see an activity indicator is visible here, and a user can know, yeah, the next page will come, I should wait. User can say that. But without this activity indicator, users can think about the page is done, page is over. So this is pretty important for me. So this is a good feature. You can see. Okay. What about calling refresh in the constructor? This will be invoked only once, but I want to update my list every time user visits that page. For this logic, maybe you may know there is an event in the pages. This is a content page, which is OnAppearing. I want to execute my logic exactly here, but in the view model I cannot access. There are a couple of libraries that provides those kind of events to your view model. You can research and use some of them, but in this example I will show a primitive way to do that. I will create a new interface, which is OnAppearing. This will be public, and I will add public task OnAppearing. I will implement this interface to my view model. Here is the implemented method. I will move it to the top to show this logic. I will move this refresh logic to the OnAppearing. So I will make it async. Then I can await this one. After doing that, this constructor isn't necessary anymore. I just remove constructor, and it will not work since this interface means nothing. So we have to navigate back our main page and check check this interface if our binding context is OnAppearing interface. Let's say that is good, and we can call this method. Since this is task, you can make async and call await here. This is okay, but not commonly used, because when you use async keyword with void, this task, this isn't even a task also. This async method will not be managed by task pool. So this is detached async operation. So this is hard to manage and hard to find it again, but this is okay. But this is also same thing. If you don't await, it will still create a task and starts to run it. It is your preferences. I will make it in this way right now because I want to debug it later. So I can put a debugger after this execution. Also, you don't have to call base because this is empty. There's no implementation, so you don't have to call base always for overridden methods. Okay, when I do that, nothing will change on the visually. But if you have multiple pages in your application, this is pretty useful because when user navigates different pages and came back this page will be refreshed and user will see always the latest data. You can see the next page is loading and next page is loading. Okay, this is a modern way and easiest way, but there's one more. Let's say vertical stack layout. Okay, that's even better. I'll add button here, and that button says load more. You can remove this remaining items threshold and also this command and use a button for loading new items into your collection. This is another approach. I will show you this one. You can add a button to the footer again and call load more command. This will complete the same logic, but it's not triggered automatically. It's triggered by button. It's triggered by user with button. You can see when I go to bottom, maybe we can make it horizontally center. I cannot see what I write. Yeah, center. It will a little bit smaller. Maybe we can add some margin. Margin is not a good idea. Okay, that's okay. I have a button here. When I hit that button, you can see it will be disabled because the command is executing, and you saw the loading indicator. So that logic allows user some control on pagination. This is another approach, but I don't commonly use it because user needs to take action manually, but triggering it automatically is much better according to my opinion. So that's another approach. I just comment it out and bring back my commands. The next one is controlling pagination by buttons. I will create a new page for that because it will be much more complex, so I don't want to ruin this example. I'll create new page for it. New item. I'll pick .NET MAUI content page. Let's say classical page. That's better. And I will create a view model for it. Classical view model. This will be public again, and this will be observable object. In that way, I need some different variables. Still, I need, let me get some common properties from there. I will need still the same products list, and I'll need those properties. Let me show it. Is refreshing and is loading more is not separated because I will show only one loading because I won't add new pages to the existing pages. I will refresh this collection always. You can think about displaying data in a data grid. So I will use is busy, and I will check if user can go next page or not, and I will check if user can go the previous page or not. And I will show or hide buttons on the UI according to these variables. I need to check current page, which page am I currently in, and I need to check total pages to show page indicators like 1, 2, 3, and user can directly navigate to page 3. I will calculate it after sending the first request to the server. Before we go, I will implement OnAppearing and also implement it automatically. Okay, that's okay. And it will be async, of course. I need to get the exact same logic from the previous page, which is getting products from the HTTP API. You can make it common. You can make a data access layer in your application, but this is for just demonstration. And I even don't change the content. But in that case, I will just return API response instead of list of products. In that API response, as you remember, it has total items in the database. I will close it and I will start implementing it. I will add a new method which is load page, and it gets a page parameter, and it will go and load this page. I need a limit. I have a constant limit because I don't change the page size dynamically. Let's add a limit. Limit will 10 again. Okay. In that case, I will use is busy property here. I make it true and indicator will start spinning. I will set current page as the page parameter because I have a current page. I have to know which page am I in, and I will define can I go next or can I go previous. I'll get the products from the API again in this line, and then I can make busy is busy as false because the long operation is done, async operation is done, and I can calculate total page according to response.total. I divide total entities, total number of data to my limit. Of course, I use math scaling because last page can't be equal to my limit always. Then I calculate if user can go previous if page is greater than 1. If I'm not in the first page, yeah, I can go previous always. I calculate can I go next if total pages, because I already calculated total page. If total pages greater than my current page, yes, I can go next. So this is simple logic. And I clear all the products if exist, and I add new products which comes from HTTP API. So I will use this logic for navigating to next page and previous page. But calling this method always is can be buggy, so I will implement something else. If current page changes, I will call this automatically. So Community Toolkit helps us to catch that event. I will use a partial method for current page. When current page changed, I can access old value and new value at the same time. If the current value changed and if they are different, let me implement it like that. If they are different, I will execute my load page command, which is this command. So whenever I change current page, this method will automatically invoked. So for going next page and previous page is really easy. I just increase or decrease my current page. So let's add those logic. When I want to go next, which is still a relay command, when I want to go next, and if I have total pages greater than my current page, yes. Also, this is already presented as can go next. If can go next, I will increase my current page. If can go previous, decrease my page. That's it. Going next page and going previous page. Okay, we implemented OnAppearing and we haven't written anything. I will just load the first page at the beginning. I will call await. So that's it. I will add a couple of components on the UI to show all the pages. I will use same design, so let me copy it. Keep it like that. So I need my binding context to set these bindings. So let's define our XML namespace again, local. And I will define a binding context like that. But this will be not main view model, this will be my classical view model. In that way, I need a couple of more components. So this is my refresh view, which includes collection view. I will add a grid here instead of stack layout, and I will define row definitions. First row will be auto and second row will be star. And in the first row, should I use, yeah, I can use horizontal stack layout, which will be horizontally centered. And I will add a button for going the previous page. So which text will be this, but you cannot define this character in the any XML formatted document because this is a special character, you can see. So you have to use lesser than. Probably you know, but I just wanted to explain. So this will be greater than, and I will define any, yeah, but I'm not sure if it is the correct name. Yeah, current page. I will show the current page, and I use two buttons for going next and previous page. Let's make it vertically centered. Maybe you cannot see, yeah, vertically centered to the buttons because label is much more smaller than buttons. Go previous command, go next command, and that's enough. I will navigate to my app XAML. Where is my app shell? Yeah, I will navigate app shell and add a new shell content. Flyout behavior will be flyout. Now there's a hamburger menu, and I can navigate to classical page. It is so small, but you can see I have buttons and I have a paginator, page number here, but nothing is visible because we implemented OnAppearing here, but we haven't called it. We haven't invoked it in our page C# class. OnAppearing, and I'll use async context again. Okay, that's it. This is home page, and this will be classical page. So you can see this is only first page. If I want to go to next page, I can refresh, of course. If I want to go to next page, you can see the next page is loaded. I can navigate through pages by using these buttons. It's so small, maybe we can use some margin for our text. Yeah, this is much better. But what happens, you can see I am on the first page, but this button is still enabled. So I want to make it disabled. So I already have properties for that. This is go previous command. This will be enabled only can go previous. Also same for go next. This will be enabled only can go next. You can see this is already disabled because I cannot go previous. I am already in the first page. I can navigate to the second page. I can navigate to the third and fourth page. I can manage, I can navigate through pages manually like that. But how about writing the page numbers here? So from the first page, I want to navigate to the fifth page, for example. Maybe we can put these pages at the bottom. That will be much more commonly using use scenario. I will swap auto and star. I will move, maybe moving only this one can help. Yeah, this is much common usage at the bottom. I will add new numbers. So to do that, to bind numbers to the view, I need a property for it. I need an array in my view model. I will define another property here, which is available pages, which is array empty by default, which is array. I don't manipulate this array, I just create new one when a change is required. So I will define this available pages when I calculate total page. You can see I calculate total page in here, but this load page runs each time. Each time I load another page. For example, in the first page, this is called. For the second page, this is called again, but I don't want to manipulate this array always when this method is called. So I need to track changes of total page properties. So I will create a new partial class again, which Community Toolkit provides us. Total page changed with old value and new value. So in that logic, I will compare old value and new value. If they are different, so that means, yeah, the total page is changed, so I can generate a new one. Total page is, yeah, I will do exactly the same one. I will bind this collection to the view right now. Sorry, this will be a property one. Okay. And when I go back to my classical page, I want to use label here, and I will iterate my buttons. For example, I will have a button which represents the page 1. I will have another button which represents page 2 and 3, and going on like that. But how can I call the command if I have go next and go previous, and I cannot pass any parameter to those commands? So in that case, I will call directly load page command. If you remember, this command takes page parameter, and I call this event while on appearing. So that means I can call this one to load a new page, because for going previous and going next page, I literally don't do anything. I just increase or decrease this number, and when this number is changed, this command is already executed. So I will call this command with this parameter, which is integer. So I can go back here and I can call load page command with a command parameter. If I pass a 1, this will be a string. So you cannot you cannot pass integer variable as like that. This will be string. You can write a converter for it, but it's not really required. You can type x integer 32 and you can pass 1. In that case, that means you pass 1 as integer, not as string. So this is a useful approach. Maybe this might be useful for you, but now I don't use that. I just want to show you that information. I will use another horizontal stack layout, and I will use it with bindable layout. In bindable layout, you can iterate children of that layout. Bindable layout.item source will be my available pages, and I will define an item source inside it, and I will define a data, not item source, sorry, item template, and I will define a data template, and I will put my button inside here. So text will not be 1, 2 or something else. It will be entire object. You can use dot for entire object, or if you don't use, it is default. Because in that collection we have, you can see this is integer array, so entire object is integer. We have to call load page command, but binding context is changed here. This is inside the collection, and binding dot is an integer, so I cannot call this command because my binding context is integer, and integer doesn't have this property. There are a couple of ways to do that, but I will use reference for do that. I will define a name for my page, and I will say source is my page, x reference page. But page doesn't have directly this load page command. Page has binding context. C is uppercase. Binding context dot load page command. So now this command is referenced. I can use that command, and also I can use this integer directly as command parameter. Maybe I can make them wrapped to see the same time. Still we cannot, but yeah, that's okay for now. When I do that, all the available pages will be listed between previous and the next button. So let's run it. Maybe the Android will not good for us because of width of screen. Yeah, you can see all the pages are listed here. I can go to page 2 or page 5. You can see this is page 5, or I can navigate to page 8. Let's run it on the Windows machine in a wider screen. Okay, that's running. This is our first page. I will navigate to classical page. You can see all the pages are here. This one is disabled because I am already in page 1. If I go to page 10, it is still loading, so I cannot go next page because this is the last page. You can limit some of page items here. Also, you can customize them. You can make the current page as bold or selected or whatever you want. You can limit pages, because if you have 1,000 of pages, you may want the only current page and around some pages between them. But this is managed in the view model. You can see we have, where is it? We have available pages here, and we put all the numbers between 1 and total pages in this collection. You can limit, and you can type different algorithms according to your requirements here, and this will be visible in the UI. Also, you can customize design. I just used regular .NET MAUI components, but it might be much more better. You can customize it according to yourself. That's all on me. Maybe we can make this as component, because managing it from the view model is not a good approach, because when you need this component in somewhere else, you have to copy all the logic even in view model. So it's not good approach. You can convert it as a component, and component can manage all the logic, like going previous, going next, or available pages, or etc. But for now, this is okay. Maybe we can make an advanced session for it, and we can convert it to the component. But this is a primitive way to do it, and that's okay if you have only one page. Thank you for watching me. If you have questions, you can type below, and I want to try to answer them. See you in the next session. See you in the next time.